Hello, Miss Flowers. This is Courtney Powder, also known as Courtney P. First of all, I want to thank you for having a gumption to run for a governor of Alabama. I also want to thank you for the video we did here in Birmingham a couple weeks ago. My question to you is what are you going to do as a candidate or as a governor to unite the Democratic Party? I do feel like that over the last 8, 9, 10 years or so, the Democratic Party has not quite been on the same page. So as a governor or as a candidate, what is your plan, Ms. Flowers? Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney, for that question. You know, okay, when I got to go back to when I ran the first time in 2022. I will attend the forums or the meet and greets. And just listening to the people, some would say, well, I'm a yellow dog, or I'm a blue dog, or I'm a moderate, or I'm a progressive, and I'm a liberal. I'm like, what's the difference? I mean, all of that in the Democratic Party. So you see the division right there, right? Okay. So, and my thing, well, what is a yellow dog? What is a blue dog? I attended a meet and greet, what was that, last month? And, in February. And I asked the question, I said, why are you a Democrat? And one gentleman blurted out, because I don't want to be a Republican. And I said, that's not a good answer.
It's not.
And I'm like, of course people laugh, but I'm not serious. I'm like, that's not a good answer. Why are you a Democrat? And so a lot of things, well, we say these things, but we just don't even know what a Democrat is. We know the history of a Democrat. We know a Democrat was what we see the flip side, the other side of the Republican Party, those who push for slavery, those here along the South, that's what they call it. That's why it caused a civil war between the South and the North. Okay, you had up north, there were more who were abolitionists who fought against slavery, but not all of them up there. So what happened, those Democrats here who were racist, just white supremacists, they ended up filtrating, moving over. I did my study and I did a teaching on this. They moved on over to the Republican Party, poisoning that. So when you have this poison there where once was fighting for against slavery, now it has
seeped over.
Okay. But when you have all these mindsets here, no wonder the party is messed up. It's all divided. So what I would do, I have to bring this out. Okay, I have to call it Dixiecrat. You saying you're Democrat, you're Republican, you're just confused. But I have to bring a balance and order. So that's my thing is you need to know what your beliefs are in. So if a Democrat is supposed to believe in the rights for everybody, okay?
Rights for all.
For everyone. They shouldn't believe in encroaching. Okay, that means you're impinging, you're going and fighting against someone's rights.
That's right.
The Democratic Party, I also did a teaching about the nation. Our nation is a democratic republic. Okay, and I broke that down. What we don't understand is that the republic of our nation is a makeup of the citizens and the representatives that we put in office. Okay, so that's the body. Okay, we vote people in. These representatives, they're supposed to represent us.
Yeah.
And we are supposed to work together. The democracy comes in. That's the spirit. And I know that when the spirit works in the body. If the body, without the spirit, the body's just dead. Okay, I'm giving y'all scriptures now. Okay, go to Genesis. Okay, I got to do that. Go to Genesis 1, 2, and 3. And it talks about the spirit. But if the spirit, which is democracy, is messed up, then that's going to cause the whole body. So therefore we see our nation, because we say things like, on our money, in God we trust. We say in our Pledge of Allegiance, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty
And justice.
but we're not doing
None of that.
what it says. So that says the spirit of our nation is
It's not
hypocritical.
right. Very.
Okay, we're not doing what, if we say that we are a Christian nation, we're not doing what God says to do. So when the Democrats, although we're pushing, a lot of us don't know what it's all about, but this is the truth. And once we understand, hey, we're gonna have to change this up, and we're gonna have to learn to work together. I've been saying that, we don't need to have a bicameral nation.
We don't.
We need to have a unicameral. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree, but what happens is that we still have to come together, bring it all here, to put it all right here in the pot, and just and make it work. That when we come together, that can kill filibustering and deadlocking. Unicameralism is very important, but I just have to tell the truth. And that's all I know to do is tell the truth and stand on it and call a spade and just say,
So, Ms. Flowers, the question that you asked is now, what will you do? How can you bring them together?
That's what I just said.
So
I answered by speaking the truth.
we're speaking the truth.
I mean, we need to
yeah.
know. They need to know. Like I said, we just fall for anything because, Mama did it, Daddy did it.
So it's just custom.
That's right. And like one young man said, I'm a staunch Republican. And that's when, this is in 22. I said, how do you know you're a Republican? I did. I texted back. I said, how do you, it was on Twitter. And I said, how do you know you're Republican? And I've been like that all my life. I said, well, you need to know what you're standing on.
Right.
And then there was another gentleman I met, in Huntsville. He said, my mom and dad was Republican. This is a black dude. I said, really? Why? I want to know why. Why? We need to ask our own selves, why do we do what we do when we do it?
So can I add to it just because
Go
to what
ahead,
you're saying? Okay, I think the main thing we see in our state being as it is because of the head. The head is sick. The head is messed up. If you're pointing people in position, they don't have a heart of love or don't have a heart to serve, then what you get is what you get. We have everybody here that's out for self. So if you have somebody that is at the head of state that's saying we should love one another, we should fight for one another, we should feed one another, clothe, we should give water when our enemy is thirsty. If we had somebody like Miss Flowers, and I have to say it because not just because she's my mother, this is actually how she is, and it rubs off on me. So me to see the world to move in a light instead of darkness, you have to put people in position that goes after your own heart. So if that heart is messed up and everyone in those seats are messed up and don't care about you, what does that say? It's harder for me to care about next door neighbor if we all going through the same thing. A lot of people don't think like that, but I tell, when we are pressed and you are hungry, it's hard to think. It's hard to think.
It is. And that's why you have to press through it. You have to press through it. I believe that when we come together, we're stronger. That's my motto. United we stand, divided we fall.
Yes.
When we come together, you think about this. Here, right now, we are separated. Look at these fingers. But when we come together, that's a mighty blow. It's very impactful. But we can't do anything when we are separated. We're not strong. Okay, we're easy pickings.
Yes,
for
absolutely.
the vultures, for the enemy. This is so spiritual. We need to understand where we are. It's just, and especially what is going on now.
Yes.
We're just capturing people just because they're different from the majority, but that is just totally evil. That's wrong, but that's how we are. But if we come together, that's more impactful, and we can fight, and we can definitely stand.
And then also, just to interject, we have to understand at the end of the day, we're not going to win unless we all come together and unite. We are working for the same common good purpose for the people. She explained, so basically she was teaching, and she explained what it means to be a Democrat. So if we say we're a Democrat and we're fighting for the people, we have to recognize, we have to remove ourselves and stop being selfish and be selfless.
Amen.
So that was really good. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mr. Courtney.